Laker fans, what the hell's going on, Laker fans? We started. We're here. The preseason is underway. Basketball is back. So I had a few different people basically calling me out and saying, "Hey, Al, what happened to your punches?" I tried explaining to them. The punches are still there. However, here real quick, forgot to change the mic. Okay, we good? I think we're good. I was trying to explain to them, like, listen, I don't know when you want me to start jabbing again. Okay. I'm putting out something about training camp. I didn't know I was supposed to be jabbing. I know the Lakers lost, but in the spirit of coming back and Lakers basketball coming back, had to throw a couple jabs out there. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Little post-game action tonight. And this is just one of many post-game shows that I'm going to do throughout the season. And looking forward to doing it. Looking forward to continue to build this channel like we always do. I think I mentioned to some people before, still doing a lot of my Laker content with 710, with ESPN. So the pregame show, Lakers talk, all that stuff that I do Monday nights. But post-game show, I will be right here. So I will no longer be doing it officially there, but I will still do all my stuff here on YouTube. Okay, appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel. Would greatly appreciate that. It means a lot. Lakers lose the first preseason game, 125-108. I guess the only question that I have is this. Who's getting fired? Right? I mean, let's be honest with each other here. You start dropping preseason games like this, you're already 0-1. You lost 4 in a row against Denver. So basically, you've lost 5 games in a row. Okay, I'm just playing around. All right, let's kind of get to some of the things that stood out. What's the most important thing in preseason? Walk away with all your dudes. Make sure that you're not injured. Speaking of which, I saw something earlier. We get a text from the Lakers public relations. Really nice guy, Mitch Heckert. And Cam Reddish did have an ankle injury, obviously was out for the game. So that's the only thing that's a little bit of a bummer here is you don't want to see anybody get injured. You want to make sure everybody's around. You want to make sure everybody's around for when the regular season starts. So Cam Reddish, it's kind of critical for him to get some playing time in preseason because that guy's going to be trying to make a case for himself. And it's kind of the only way that he can do it is by getting some opportunities. So Cam Reddish, the only one that, obviously we saw there that that had to leave the game with an ankle injury. So keep that one in mind. 125-108, the final score. So I want to do a couple things here. And kind of one of the things that I typically do is I like to go through the box score first. Let me go through the kind of the team stats, and then I'll get into some of the individual players. From a team perspective, 125-108. Don't trip about the Lakers losing the game. Remember, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, they only played a half. LeBron and Austin Reeves did not play in this game. So I think AD only played 13 minutes. D'Lo played 16. So that's not really a surprise. That's usually what you do in preseason basketball. But looking at some of the team stats, Lakers shooting from the field, 41%, 48% for the Warriors. Lakers actually shot the 3-ball pretty good. They shot a better 3-point percentage than the Warriors. They took 15 of 38. They sucked at the free throw line, only 11 of 20. Golden State was not that much better, 16 of 25. We got killed on the glass, 60-45, so that's what hurt the Lakers. And really from a 27 assists for the Golden State Warriors, from a, you call it momentum perspective, but Warriors had the lead basically the whole game. Lakers went up early, what was it, 6-2, something like that. They went up 4, and then Golden State, that's the largest lead that the Lakers had. Golden State went up 19 points in this game, so the Warriors pretty much had control for most of the way. Couple things that I do want to point out. The Lakers obviously lose a game. Who's getting fired? We're going to start going through all that by the time we get to the end of the show. Obviously, BSing on that. Okay, so the individual players, and there's a couple things that are important to me when watching Lakers basketball, especially in preseason play. There's a couple things that are important to me.
And I like to look at just kind of the main players. So I got Spectrum on my iPad right here to my left. So they got like a shot tracker here on Anthony Davis. But I thought AD looked good. AD ended up with 15 points, 6 of 11 from the field. I mentioned only played 13 minutes, 5 rebounds in 13 minutes of play. Hit a couple threes. I know that's the big question with Anthony Davis is how's he going to do from the three-point line? AD last year only shot 25, 26% from three, so obviously not overly effective from the three-point line. Actually not a weapon at all. If I'm a defense, I'm letting Anthony Davis shoot that three all day long. But supposedly AD's been shooting the three a lot better. If that is the case, that obviously bodes very well for the Lakers. That would obviously be great news for the Lakers. But Anthony Davis, 6 of 11 from the field, hit a couple three-pointers. I don't know how comfortable I am seeing AD just launch threes unless he becomes a real threat from out there just because of how good he is in the block, just because there's nobody that can really guard him. And just because if I'm a defense out there, I'd rather take my chances with Anthony Davis shooting the three than Anthony Davis getting around the basket or forcing foul trouble against a lot of my bigs. But the good news is AD did hit 2 of 3 from the three-point line. So that's obviously good news right there. That's something to certainly keep in play or keep in mind there. The other player that I thought was a nice standout in tonight's game, D'Angelo Russell. 15 points, 5 assists, 6 of 10 from the field, and 16 minutes of play for D'Lo. D'Lo's going to be one of the more fascinating players for the Lakers all season long. I don't think that's a big surprise or a shock or anything along those lines. Think about D'Angelo Russell for a quick second and think about how last season ended. His series against the Denver Nuggets went awful. He certainly struggled, and the Lakers really, really needed him to play well, and he just didn't deliver for the Lakers. There's just no other way to put it. However, with that in mind, he did get a 2-year deal. There is still going to be a lot of eyes that are on D'Angelo Russell. He's got a lot of help, so it's not like it's all on him. I actually can see D'Angelo Russell just flourishing this year because he's got so many weapons and he likes to dish the ball and he could be a great facilitator and everything else. But for me, one of the things that I'm going to watch with D'Angelo Russell throughout the season, it's going to be what's his confidence level look like? How's he getting along with everybody? Is he okay if he's not playing 30 minutes? Is he closing games? What does he look like in crunch time? There's a lot of questions I have about D'Lo. So, but I thought he played a nice game today for just playing the first half. Really, really under control. I think he only had 1 turnover. And the 5 assists I love because I think that's his game. I really do. I think as much as some people want to see him as a scorer or something along those lines, I think what he does so well, as good as he's really one of the more elite point guards. He's got such great vision on the floor. And I think naturally he wants to dish the ball. He wants to pass. So D'Angelo Russell is somebody that I'm very, very curious about this upcoming year. And again, it goes back to some of the storylines of how last year ended and him getting an opportunity to kind of show like, all right, hey, whatever last year was, who cares? Let's move on. I know he had a kid in the offseason. Sounds like that's grounded him a little bit. I loved talking to him during media day. I thought he was great during media day. So D'Lo, I thought, had a pretty good night. Okay, and then the other player that we're all getting excited about, why wouldn't we all get excited about? Max Christie. 25 minutes of play, 6 of 10 from the field, 15 points for him. I was on Spectrum Sportsnet yesterday, so I was doing a little bit of TV on there. And one of the questions that came up was, one of the 3 things that you think are most important in the preseason. I brought up Max Christie, that I'd love to see this guy continue to build off of his rookie year. I'd love to see the guy not just build off of his rookie year, but also what he was able to do in Summer League. I know it's Summer League, but I want to see the guy get playing time, and another 15 points for him. I love the way he attacks the basket. I just like his game overall. Gained about 15 pounds since he got drafted by the Lakers. Calm, cool, and collective, and hopefully he gets a chance. So AD, I thought, very, very nice tonight. D'Lo, I thought, had a nice game as well. And Max Christie on top of that. Rui, by the way, Rui Hachimura, 5 of 12 from the field. He had 12 points and 7 rebounds. So as far as individuals go, it was nice to see some of those players shine for the Lakers. Look, I know you got guys like Jalen Hood-Schifino. He struggled, 3 of 11 from the field. Christian Wood was just 2 of 8, but really wouldn't worry too much about that. My guy, who I like, that I think is going to have a good year, Taurean Prince, had 6 fouls in 13 minutes. He had 5 fouls in 8 minutes, I think it was. So that was kind of comical to watch, to be honest with you. Was not expecting that. Yeah, that's what he ended up producing on tonight's night. Couple things to keep in mind. It's kind of funny because interviewed in the pregame show, Anthony Slater, who covers the Warriors for The Athletic, got a chance to interview him for a little bit. And, I was talking about what he thought about what the Lakers did in the offseason. And he just kept talking about, look, they brought back their main guys. Austin Reeves, he was talking about, like we all are, is one of the best discounts in the entire NBA. And then I, asked questions about the Warriors and how I really didn't understand their lineup. And I didn't understand why they went after Chris Paul. And, trying to gauge the Lakers against the Warriors is going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. I'm sure there's going to be some good matchups against these teams. I think we got them in another week. We're going to play at Crypto.com Arena. But I'm looking at that team, and eventually when Draymond Green comes back and everything else, I was asking him about the size and, how much of an issue that's going to be. And he just kind of kept emphasizing their front office thinks that there really wasn't another big man to go get. And they're better off just kind of coming back with these players. And Chris Paul will be a good fit. He's 38 years old. I'm still hesitant to think that that's going to work. But that's what the Golden State Warriors think. So we got the Warriors and the Lakers, I think a week from yesterday. It's going to be at Crypto.com. What's interesting about this preseason schedule? So just to give everybody an idea, what we got coming up. So the next game for the Lakers, it's going to be Lakers and the Nets, and that's going to be on Monday in Las Vegas. I'm actually not going to go to that game, but I'm going to go to the game in Anaheim. I'm going to go to the game in Palm Springs, and then, of course, these ones at Crypto. But I think what's interesting about these matchups that they got coming up, the Nets one, okay, maybe that one's not also interesting. I think there's a lot more interesting matchups other than that one. But the preseason matchups that the Lakers have, this is great to kind of see them go up against some of this competition. They have the Warriors tonight. They have the Warriors again in a week. Brooklyn obviously coming up Monday. You get the Sacramento Kings, who had the third best record in the Western Conference. You got them coming up on Wednesday. Let's see. A week from Sunday, you got Dame Lillard and the Milwaukee Bucks, along with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm not sure if all those guys are going to play, but I love that. And then you finish off preseason basketball. That's the one out in Palm Desert. Thursday, October 19th, Lakers and the Suns against Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, former Lakers head coach, champion Lakers head coach, Frank Vogel. So I love that in this preseason, we're going to get a chance to see a lot of talented players and good teams. Hopefully, the Lakers get some of their guys that they're there, and some of these other teams are playing their guys as well. So we just have kind of an idea what we're looking at. You want to see real rotations and everything else. But the next game the Lakers got is against the Brooklyn Nets. As far as everybody playing, I think there's a good chance you'll probably see Austin Reeves in the next game. Remember, Austin Reeves was in that FIBA championship, the FIBA World Cup, so he didn't have much of an offseason. LeBron, who didn't play today, is supposed to play. I guess his goal is supposed to play in half of the preseason games. I guess that's the idea. That's the concept. So that's what they're eventually going to do. So something to keep in mind there, that even if we don't see, even though we didn't see LeBron tonight, there's a very good chance maybe we see him Monday or we see him for the next game on Wednesday. I got a feeling he's going to play in Vegas. I've heard Bron talk about how he wants to own a team in Vegas. So I think he's like, you know what, let me try to deliver for my for his Vegas people there. Nonetheless, overall, Laker fans, you could feel free to put on the comments below of what are some of the things that you saw that you liked, some of the things that you disliked, some of the things that you want to see more of. Whatever the case is, feel free to put on the comments. But the highlights for me is AD looks fresh, AD looks good. Nice to see D'Angelo Russell have a great game or a nice first half. And it's really, really refreshing every time I see Max Christie play some good basketball. I just love to see it, and I hope the man continues to get more and more opportunities. Christian Wood, not so great. Torian Prince, not so great tonight. Jalen Hood-Schifino, not so great tonight. So there's a number of players that were nothing special. Lakers giving up 125 points. Okay, probably not the best idea, the best concept there, but it is preseason basketball. Don't pay too close attention to whether you won the game or you lost the game. Pay more attention to what players look good and what rotations that you think you're starting to like out there. I think that's the thing that I pay most attention to. Okay, that's all I got for tonight. Pop, 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 pop. We'll be back on Monday after the Lakers take on the Brooklyn Nets from Las Vegas. I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, Sunday. Go watch some football, baseball, whatever the hell else is going on. Hope you guys enjoy that as well. Thank you for being a part of the show. Please, if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot. Click on that notification button as well. Thanks, Laker fans, NBA fans. Appreciate it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night.